Today, you may have a big opportunity to get some top tier launch pads by the Bluezilla team at a massive discount. We're talking about TronPad and EthPad in particular because there's an event happening today that you need to know about that could drive the price down by maybe even much as 50%, where you can get everything on a discount. So if you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you don't know me by now, my name is Jiggy. I'm the award-winning author of The Extraordinary New Venture Capital Opportunity, How to Invest Like a Pro. Been trading currencies for over 15 years now, featured in the best-selling book, High Probability Trading Strategies, back in 2008. Now exclusively focused on crypto. So let's dive straight in. So the first thing we spoke about was TronPad. Now, TronPad did their IDO on the Binance Smart Chain pad, the BSE pad. When was the date? I think it was around, let's have a quick look. Sorry, this is the website. What I want to look at is the date itself. So if we just go to the schedule, it was on the 4th of June. The 4th of June was the TronPad launch. It launched itself as an IDO on the BSE pad. What's happening today that's important for you to know? Token release. Yes, the people on the BSE pad on Blue Diamond that got allocation, they get a vesting schedule. All the other investors below Blue Diamond, which is the non-private sale holders, they've got all of their 100% of tokens as of last month. But on the 4th of this month, 4th of October, at 5 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. UTC time, the tokens unlock on the 4th, which means there's going to be around 500,000 extra tokens available, $500,000 worth, give or take. And now keeping in mind that TronPad, the volume on TronPad is 726,000 per day, which is quite low, as in that's not anything too excessive. It's under 1 million. So we may see a big drop in price. So let's take a look at a couple of things, because I know a lot of you are looking to get your Launchpad memberships or to top up your current Mars membership to the Sun tier, or I think it's the Moon tier or the Earth tier, the lower tier to the middle tier. And rather than buying right now, if you buy at the end of the day or over the next few days, you might get a big discount. So I want to look at a few things today. One, at the moment on the TronPad website, when you go to projects, there's nothing listed on coming soon, right? And we had that a few months ago. That means there's no hype and there's no demand for the token right now. Right now, it's sit on your hands and wait for the next project. Whereas the last few weeks, there was the Velas pad, there was Game Zone, and before that, a few weeks before that was AdaPad, which did incredibly well. And all of these did over 100x. But right now, there's no projects listed, right? There's no project listed. And we've got a big token unlock happening today at 5 p.m., which is not always obvious. So if we just jump into the chart on TronPad, this is the price data of TronPad. There's a couple of things. One, when we had, let me pull up an arrow over here. When we had the last token unlock, it was on the 4th of September, which is, if I just close this, it is roughly around here, 4th of September. And you go, well, Jagir, we didn't have a token. We didn't have a massive price drop on the last unlock. That is correct. But one of the main reasons, I believe, is because they announced AdaPad on that day. The official date of AdaPad, which was the 9th, got announced on the 4th, which meant the price went down and then it almost instantly recovered, and then went up to all-time new highs, not all-time new highs, recent highs. However, the month before, when there wasn't many tokens being released, like new projects, the tokens the day before, the price did drop. And then when it was announced, it did take a bit of a big drop again. So it went from like 6 cents down to 2 cents, right? Why am I telling you this? It may happen again. We can look at it objectively and go, look, since the 28th of September, we've gone from around 10 cents down to around 7 cents. That's like a 30% drop. And today's unlock date is probably going to drive the price down, maybe to even as low as, around 4, 5, 6 cents. So, just to be aware of it. Then I want to just look at this from a Fibonacci and Elliott wave perspective. Like, look at TronPad, right? And markets, remember, markets are driven by fear and greed, and identifiably these patterns unfold. And if you haven't taken my free Elliott Wave and Fibonacci masterclass, it's in the link below, that teaches you how to read the psychology. So if you're in my private Telegram group, you would have seen a short video I did around a week ago saying, look, guys, we need to be aware that TronPad is looking like a 5-wave sequence. 5-wave sequence, let's just draw this out. Look at this, right? Textbook style. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. And then to make it even clearer, 2 degrees of counts, we've got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a wave 5. That's what, if you ever hear me talk about 2 degrees of counts, this is what I'm referring to, 2 degrees. And let me just make I'm going to remove the lines. Let me make it a different color. And let me also make it a micro count so you can tell the difference. The orange is the micro count, bump, 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 bump. And the blue is more of a macro intermediate count over here. Now, when we look at this, this is important because most people miss this. Most people miss this because it's not obvious and it's not taught. Now, a wave 5 high, these are key Fibonacci ratios that I actually cover in the masterclass for a wave 5 high. And the key typical numbers is wave 5s often end at 100% and 62% of wave 5. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my Lord. Look at that. Bang on. Bang on. And we showed this in advance. In advance. I could probably go into the private Telegram group and pull it up, but this is what I would have shown. These 2 price targets. This wasn't not as relevant, but look at that. It tagged it almost perfectly. In fact, perfectly on the closing day, on the closing price. Let's just, for the fun of it, the closing price was 0.955, and here it says 0.96. So to the nearest, tenth of a penny, we got it pretty much bang on, So then what typically happens next, you can do a few other things as well, but here we're just keeping it basic. In fact, we can do the same thing again for this wave 5. Sorry, this one here. Measure this wave 1 to 3, projected from before. And again, the key ratios are going to be 38, 62, and 100%, but it's not that relevant. What I want to focus on now is what is likely to happen with TronPad just independent of the token release. But we need to be aware of the token release because there's a lot of tokens being released. And I calculate that today's price is around $500,000 worth of tokens being released. And the very fact that the daily volume is 700,000, that means we could get a significant price drop. So the overall correction, I've done this in advance, is this is the typical time zone. So even though we might get a bit of a price dump like this, it'll probably have some type of recovery and it'll kind of go into this range over here. So I'm anticipating between 3 and 5 cents, and it might be a good opportunity to buy. Also, keeping in mind that there's no tokens, there's no projects currently listed. I was looking at the TronPad Telegram announcements. Currently, no projects listed, no dates listed. And when there are listed dates, people have something to look forward to. It creates more demand. It creates more fear of missing out, and so on and so forth. So this is live as of 11 a.m. UK time. So I also mentioned EthPad. Now, EthPad was launched. When was EthPad launched? Let's have a look. The scheduled date. It was launched on the 4th of August. So 2 months ago. 2 months ago, EthPad was launched. But the same thing with EthPad. Look, there's no current, this is EthPad. This is their current price. Their volume is 600,000, so it's not that great. But if we go to the EthPad website, onto their app, again, it shows projects that have closed. VelasPad did 100x, GameZone did 100x, Identity, I think, did a 5 or 10x. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Wagyu Swap did over 100x. AdaPad did 250x. CrossSwap did 100x, over 100x. NFT Launch did over 100x. So really, really strong projects. But right now, coming soon, is empty, right? So there's nothing listed, which means now might be a profit-taking zone. But at 4 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. UTC time, the next token unlock is happening for ETHPad. And again, there's no real, remember, with Elliott waves and Fibonacci, Elliott waves, it's only around 50% of the time that there's identifiable clear patterns. And when there's not, we don't force a count. So here there's not really a very clear pattern. There I was looking at this going, look, we could call this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's very choppy. But what we can see very, very clearly is there's been a big profit taking over here. Even with all the penalties, there's like a 10, 12% penalty. There's an unlock penalty. The tokenomics are really clever with the Bluezilla team, but we've had a big drop. But the fact of the matter is, I believe this drop is people knowing that there's a token unlock happening very soon. Prices driven up, time to take some profits, and we're probably going to get a bit more of a token dump in terms of price. So you might be able to pick up ETHPad tokens. Today's price is around 10 cents. It's been as high as 15 cents recently, 15, 16 cents. But you might be able to get it for, it might even retest this low because there's a lot of tokens being unlocked today for people that got in on the BSC pad, KCC pad, TronPad, to get ETHPad tokens. I can't remember if it launched on KCC pad. We can check actually. Shall we check? Let's have a quick check. So if we just jump onto coinmarketcap.com, if we just go to, I always like to use this to get the websites just to make sure you're getting the right website. KCC pad. Just click on the website. We can click on projects. I don't think it did actually. Let's have a look. I think it was just BSC pad members and TronPad members. Yeah. So ETHPad was only launched on two launch pads, the BSC pad and the TronPad blockchain. But there's no projects coming. The price is already taken a bit of a downturn. But we have in this zone over here, we got the next token release, which is happening. Where are we? 4th. Yeah, this is the daily chart. I'm just saying, I'm just going to draw it here like this. As today we got our next token unlock happening. So why I'm telling you this is don't be too surprised and too scared because it's confusing sometimes if you don't know the tokenomics and the vesting schedules. If the price all of a sudden does that, just looking at it in black and white terms, it might just be like, hey, no one's interested in this project no more. But actually, it's just the vesting schedule being unlocked. And you want to be aware of that because you don't want to get caught out where you're potentially buying up here when you know there's a token unlock happening and you might be able to buy down here and you'll just get much more value for your money. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to cover. So today, the main focus today was TronPad, EthPad may be going on a discount later today. There's currently no projects being listed in terms of upcoming, like in the next days and weeks. I think there's some for like mid this month, but right now there's none actually listed on the platform. We've just had some big IDOs, and now I think it's a bit of a profit-taking phase, relax, and then tokens are going to get unlocked. So just expect there might be a price dump. So therefore, there might be a good opportunity for you to get everything at a 50% discount as of today's price. So let's see how it unfolds, but you can plan and prepare for yourself. So let's finish on a quote. If you like today's video, by the way, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I appreciate you. I'm going to be bringing you more and more value over the coming days and weeks because now I've got my setup. I can kind of record more content. I've got my sound. Hopefully it sounds nice and crisp for you. But today's quote, it's from my book. I got a quote at the beginning of each chapter. This one's from Henry Ford, right? He was an innovator and a visionary. And the way the world works today with cars, Henry Ford was one of the big players happening, in the early 1900s. So it has been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that others waste. So I've been sitting on my hands for the last few weeks because of, the Bitcoin uncertainty. But now we've got a reversal. I'll be doing a separate video on Bitcoin. It looks like the optimism is going to come back into the market and we're going to see some really, really great bullish moves over the coming weeks and months. So now's the time to prepare, keep practicing, keep doing what you do. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, take my free masterclass. It's there for you so you can read the markets like a pro and it'll give you an edge. So I will see you very soon. Take care.